it's probably a bit of an imposition to say, could you get up really early and come and chat to us? Yet, lo and behold, here he is. So Graham, I hope you don't mind sharing the spot with
we're another power couple.
You are. You're now overtaken John and Christine as the ultimate power couple. So let me give you your introduction. Bill, you can skirt on Graham's coattails, which I don't think you'll mind me saying. I think that's kind of how you see your role in CAMRA anyway. So Graham is one of the 4 people that we have to thank for being here tonight, one of CAMRA's founders. It was under his bed that the famous chew box containing early membership records was supposedly kept before data protection had even been thought of. He was made secretary at that first CAMRA meeting 50 years ago today at Kruger's in Ireland. It was his mum whose address was given out as the original CAMRA office, and so received endless sacks of mail to forward on to him, with very little idea of what all these letters were about. She knew it was something to do with beer, but that was about all. He left the National Executive in 1977, but has continued to watch CAMRA's progress with interest. Welcome, Graham, and welcome, Bill.
Thank you.
Thanks.
I think both, but to begin with, Graham, I think everyone would just enjoy hearing about your memories of that trip to Ireland and the founding of CAMRA. I think there's nothing else I could ask you about.
I'm afraid it's becoming a bit fuzzy. It was fuzzy at the time because we drank so much Guinness. In fact, it took us nearly 50 years to agree which pub it was where we founded CAMRA, where we had our first meeting to discuss the idea of the campaign for revitalisation of ale. Certainly we didn't really know where we were, except that it was somewhere near the Brasket Islands. I think it was perhaps leading up to the trip to Ireland where our feelings developed collectively about beer, because we'd had a night out in Chester, where I was working at the time, prior to flying to Dublin. And we were unfortunate enough to drink in more than one pub Younger's Tart and Bitter, one of those horrible insipid kegs. And I think that was instrumental in getting us talking about it. You know, why is the beer this lousy? But we had little idea what the difference was then between a keg beer and a real ale. It was we just knew that one was tasty and the other one was horrible. And we embarked on this tour. This tour of Ireland was it cost £20 a head, and that included the flight to Dublin and back, a car hire for a week, and 7 days bed and breakfast in Ryan's Hotel, which I don't even know whether they exist anymore. So we spent a lot of time in pubs, really drinking Guinness. And then our distress about the poor quality of beer was underlined by the fact that when we got tired of drinking Guinness, which didn't happen a lot, the only other beer we could find on draft in these Irish pubs was another hideous keg called Smithwick's or Smithwick's, and that also helped to get us thinking about what is wrong with this kind of beer. Why is it being made like this, and why does it taste so insipid?
And Bill, what do you remember about that fateful trip?
Like Graham, Laura, my memory is quite fuzzy, and in fact, when you interviewed me for the book, it was clear that you knew far more about it than I did. My memory, one of my memories is that we read a tabloid newspaper article in the Sunday Mirror, I think, which sort of a double-page spread measuring the strength of the various so-called beers available, and one of them, I think it was Watney's Red Barrel, was so weak that if you reduced the alcohol content by a tiny bit, you could sell it to children as shandy. And I think we were all quite quite shocked by that. I've got one actual memory from sort of slightly later was I organized, one of the few things I did contribute to CAMRA was to organize the first, partly organize the first CAMRA AGM at the Rose Inn at Nuneaton. And we chose the Rose Inn because I was actually living there. The tenant who ran the Rose Inn sort of sublet a room to me. I was a reporter on the Coventry Evening Telegraph at the time, and we had it then. And if I'm not mistaken, we had the AGM in the lounge bar of the Rose Inn, and it on a Saturday night, and it got so loud and argumentative that the landlord threatened to throw us out and also to evict me. And I've been reading the British media lately, and I noticed there's a bit of controversy in CAMRA about some of the social media fights going on. So I can see you're still an argumentative lot 50 years later.
You managed to make the local press, didn't you? A rival newspaper got hold of the story that you were all a bit of trouble, and I believe Michael Hardman stepped in.
He certainly did. Hardman, as actually, I'm very glad Chris Holmes mentioned Hardman early on for his sort of drive and everything. And, he and Graham were an incredible force together. But yeah, Hardman lived up to his name as a very hard man. And he sort of absolutely monstered this reporter who accused us of all being a bunch of imposters. And the following week, I think we got a very fulsome apology from the Nuneaton Bugle or something. It's probably defunct now. But anyway, it's now 7:25 in the morning in Sydney. Thank you for inviting me. I have a bottle of Cooper's sparkling ale here, but 5.8%. But I might have my cornflakes first before I say cheers with it.
Thank you, Bill. And Graham, just before I sign off from you, what are you drinking tonight, if anything?
Exmoor Stag, which turned up in a container on my doorstep this morning.
Nice. So you're on the fresh cask as well?
Indeed, yeah. The local pub is doing home deliveries.
Same here. Fantastic. God bless our local home delivering pubs. That's what I say. Cheers. Thank you so much to you both.
Thank you.
I hate to take you down, but cheers to both of you. Thank you. And congratulations on your Lifetime Achievement Award from SEBA this morning. Fantastic.
Congratulations on your book.
Thanks, Bill. That's really kind.
Are you sending us a copy?
Oh, yeah. Tom will have one in the post for you, I'm sure.